We reported a few weeks ago about a photographic mystery in San Francisco. For tonight's In Depth, CBS's John Blackstone puts one man's search for clues into focus.
This is the Further bus. This is kind of exciting.
Oh, yeah. Bill Delzell has a massive and mysterious collection of photos. There's no doubt about the time and place, San Francisco in the 1960s.
Jerry Garcia, I think this was in Golden Gate Park.
The mystery is who was the photographer, and why did they leave behind hundreds of rolls of film never developed?
Somehow the work ended up in a storage unit. That storage unit was abandoned. A picker bought it, sold it to a collector. What's interesting about this is this film was completely unprocessed. So these rolls of film were discovered in a box or bag, and none of these photographs were ever seen by the photographer that made them.
Wow. The collection passed through a couple of hands before Delzell, a professional photographer himself, had a chance to see them. What did you think when you first began to look at these photos?
I was literally stunned by the quality of the work.
The unknown photographer seemed to capture every element of an energetic and turbulent time in San Francisco, from free concerts and spontaneous celebrations to civil rights marches and demonstrations against the war in Vietnam. All that, along with famous faces of the 60s counterculture.
Some people speculate that's the best portrait ever done of Timothy Leary, and it's not posed, but it's captured at a really exciting moment. They literally seem to be everywhere all the time. 8 or 9.
Delzell is now on a mission to identify the photographer and perhaps discover why these images were forgotten or abandoned.
And so to think that someone spent 5 years capturing these iconic moments in time and then to have lost the work just hit me really hard. It was really unimaginable how that could have happened.
And the mystery gets even deeper. There are still hundreds more photos that have never been seen by anyone.
So this is 75 rolls of film that remain unprocessed. You know, these canisters haven't been opened for 60 years.
Delzell raised money on Kickstarter to pay for processing the final parts of this photographic time capsule.
Could be up to 2,700 images. If they're anything like the images that we have already processed, it's going to be a spectacular collection.
So with more photos to come, you could say this is a developing story. John Blackstone, CBS News, San Francisco.